Hey guys, my name is Sumit and I'm going to tell you how to create EC2 instance on Amazon Web Services and host Nginx Server. Okay, so if you do not have account, AWS account, you can go ahead and create for yourself. It's a free for 1 year. Okay, and just make sure that you don't run your resources for longer time because if you do so, you may have to pay some amount. Okay, so let's start with EC2 instance. So here type EC2. Okay, once you type, you will see EC2 dashboard, and for me, you can see only zero running instances, right? So left hand side, click on instances, click on launch instance. So here is it's a machine image, Amazon machine image. Okay, so what is that? It's a operating system. So which operating system you want? Okay, so if you click here, it's a free tab. So once it is checked, it will show you only free tab operating systems. Okay, so I'm going to use Ubuntu servers for this demo. Okay, so now it's a instance type. What instance type you need for your instance? Its instance type is nothing but how much CPU and memory resource you want to allocate. Okay, so right now for this demo, I am going to select T2 micro. This is the free tier eligible. Okay, if your requirement is to have 4 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM, then you can go ahead and select this. Okay, so I'm going to select this for this demo. Click next. Instance detail. So here it will show you how many instances you are going to launch. So for this demo, we just need one, and here it will show you the network, right? So by default, Amazon give you default VPC. So the instance we are going to create will land inside this VPC. Okay, and subnet you can see. So right now I'm in Mumbai region. So if you click here, there will be three AZs or subnets, right? So AZ one subnet, all right? So I'm not going to select anything here. Let Amazon pick for me. Okay, so if you want to host your instance in AP South 1A or any of the region, you can just select here, not region availability zone. You can just select here availability zone like 1A, 1B, or 1C. So I'm not going to select that because I want Amazon to pick for me. Okay, and the next option is assigning public IP. So Amazon also will assign a public IP to my instance. Okay, so by default it's enable. If you don't need public IP, you can just disable it. Okay, so next part is the here if you see the advanced detail, it's actually pretty good here, and but I will tell you this part in my next video. But what it does actually basically, so suppose you want to install anything on your instance at boot time, like bootstrapping, right? So you can do that. You can do that. You can pass a script here, and at the boot time, your instance will get all those things, and you can install anything, whatever you need to have, need to install in your instance. Okay, so it's basically this part basically used for bootstrapping your instance, and the best part is this part only will run once. Okay, so right now I'm not going to explain this. We'll see in the next video. Let's click on next. So here Amazon also provide you one storage for your instance, and it's a 8 GB size. It's a root volume, and if you see the delete on termination flag is enabled. What does that mean? If you delete your instance, this volume will also be deleted. Okay, and right now it is not encrypted. Okay, if you need extra volume for your instance, you can go ahead and create your volume. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on next. So what is tag? So tag is also, it's a key value pair. Okay, you can assign any tag to identify your instances. If you have hundred of instances, you can assign any tag. So let's assign a tag for this name web server. Cool. Click on next. So next tab is security group. Okay, so what is security group? Security group is nothing. It's a kind of firewall which sits in front of your EC2 instance and monitor all the traffic and allow only those traffic, it will allow you have specified rules in a group. Okay, in a security group. So suppose if here it's 22 ports, I'm going to enable. So my instance is only be accessible only on 22 port. Okay, so if you already have in your account, you can use the security group that way. Okay, or if you do not have, you can create your own and give a name, and you can add rules also from here. Okay, so right now I already have one for me, so I'm going to pick that, select here, and if you see here, I have two rules. Okay, one is for port 80, one is for 22. Okay, so we need these both rules and for this demo. So click on review and launch. So this is the review page. You can see if everything is perfect or not. If you see anything is missing, you can just go ahead and edit this page. Okay, let's click on launch. So before launch, Amazon will ask you which key you want to use for this instance. So basically, key is a PKI Amazon Web Services use for, and it will, when if you create here, it will give you private key, which you should secure, which you will store very securely. Okay, and it says also store it in a secure and accessible location. Okay, so if you lose that key, you cannot access your instance. So this is very important. Okay, so if you do not have key, then you can just type test and download it. Since I already have one key for me, so I'm going to use that. Okay, so now let's see the state of our instance. So right now it's in pending state, right? Let's see other details about this instance. If you see here, we got one public IP. So Amazon already assigned one IP to this instance, and this is a public DNS name. So we can use that DNS name to access our web server. Okay, and if you see, we assign this security group, right? We associated this security group. So if you click on the outbound, you will see all traffic to the outbound is already allowed. And if you click on view inbound, we just enabled port 80 and 22, nothing else. Okay, so this is very important. So in security group, all inbound traffic will be denied, all outbound traffic will be allowed. Okay, so our instance is up and running. Let's see how we can log into this instance. Okay, so I'm going to use my Linux server, right? So I have a Linux server in my local, so I'm going to use that to log in. So to log into that instance, there is a command ssh-i. Okay, before that, I have the key pair here. Okay, and the key permission should be 4400. If you do not have, you may see some error about the permission. So you should change this permission. You should change the permission of this file to 400. Okay. Okay. So do ssh-i key name equal to @ and since it's a public IP, we can access this, right? So type this. Yes. Yeah, here we are. Right? We successfully logged in. So let's become root. Okay. So if you see, I'm a root now. Let's install Nginx. It's pretty fast because it's Amazon and all traffics. So if you see, it is the our instance is able to download all the traffic because all the outbound traffics are allowed by default. Okay. So yeah. So let's try to access this now from outside. Okay, so we are going to use this public DNS name. Just copy this, hit in a different here. You should be able to see in the next page. Yes. So cool, it's working, right? So suppose if I added this role, right? I add, go to this. If I added this role, and if I delete this role, so and if I go ahead and try again, it will just load, and after some time it will show timeout or some issue. So that means we remove port 80. So this firewall, the security group will not allow port 80 traffic to go to internet, to go to the instance. Okay, and if we try here, http localhost 80, our Nginx server is up and running perfectly. So this is how we can block traffic or we can secure. So you should only allow for the necessary port in your security group. Okay. So in next video we'll see how to do the bootstrapping at the time of creation. Okay. Thank you. Bye.